You know, your bicycle really is one of your best friends. I mean, when you think about it, and you think about your saddle and the relationship you have with your saddle, you let your bike go places you never let any of your other friends go. And that's why, as one of you mentioned, it's important to have a saddle you can have a good, close relationship with and not feel like they've overworn their welcome. Okay? So there's some techniques there that we're going to talk about it, but one of the things you want to make sure of is that you understand this bike. So I'm going to talk with you on a foundational level first about bicycles, and that has to do with, do you know why they made multi-gear bikes? And that is leverage. Multi-gear bikes are about leverage. They're about getting the most efficiency out of my motor with this machine. And what they found out was a couple of things. One, if you just have a gear, you have a lot of limitations on what you can accomplish. Because we as motors generally only have a quarter horsepower to a half horsepower that we can utilize. That ain't a lot of power. But you know what? With multiple gears and the ratios and the other things they can do with them, we can get a lot of leverage out of this. How far can you walk in a day? How far can you ride a bike in a day? That's called leverage. What's the first difference you noticed when you looked at a multi-gear bike back in the 70s? They had them metal thingies on them, them leather straps. I thought they were a plot to make me crash. I took them off the first bicycle I bought. Said, I don't want those. I wanted that box pedal. That's what I was used to as a kid. But I had no leverage. Why did they make those little metal cages and straps? Efficiency, how? Make a full circle. Once I attach my legs to the drivetrain, now I can work a full circle. Okay? So when people start talking about, do I go with the plain box pedal or do I really have to get one of those A, B, C, D, E, F, G pedal systems? The answer is, when you're connected, you're a lot more efficient. Because when you're on a box pedal, there's only about 40 degrees worth of circle where you can actually put power to the drivetrain. How many degrees in a circle? 360 minus 40. That's a whole lot of inefficiency there. So I need to be connected to be as efficient as this bike was designed to be. That's the first thing I've got to learn. So I want to be connected. Then you've got more attachment now, and I can really, oh man, I can get aggressive on those climbs. I can work that full circle, which is my next point. Riding a multi-gear bike as an adult is not an alternate leg activity. It's not a right-left, 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 right-left thing. Bike is about that attachment to the drivetrain and getting good pedal dynamics so you turn circles. See, this thing here on the back and on the bottom of your bicycle is a crank. I want you to notice that. It's not a lever. It's not something you just push down and it stores power and comes back. It's a crank. It goes around, just like making ice cream. So if you were to try to turn this with your hand, you'd try to turn it in circles. You wouldn't go push one way and then relax all the way around and push it again. You wouldn't go alternate arm. So don't go alternate leg. That triathlete that we were talking about that was out there on the road and stripped down. And people are saying, well, why are you making fun of that, Mike? Well, I'm making fun of it because he thinks he's doing the right thing to stay cool. Sometimes people think that the secret to apparel, to be cool in apparel, is to get rid of it. I notice a lot of women at the Hotter Than Hell that are of that belief, and they wear as little apparel as they can because they don't want the bad tan lines and all this other stuff, and they like having the guys following them. So they wear these little midriff things, and they wear these little shorty things, and and they got a lot of exposed flesh. But remember this, please. The more flesh you have exposed when you ride a bike, the faster you dehydrate. Apparel, when worn properly, improves cooling. It doesn't make it go away faster. That fabric is designed to hold the sweat and slowly release it, so that the evaporation cooling effect is lengthened. Cyclists who have the form and the physique for it wear skin suits because having it close to their skin makes it even more efficient in cooling them down. Some of you look like a bratwurst that was on the cooler too long And so you don't like the skin suits. Okay, don't wear a skin suit. But even with your jersey, make sure that it's form-fitting enough that you don't have a gigantic airspace between you and your apparel. That won't cool you down. When you unzip that jersey to give you more airflow inside, yes, you feel like it's cooling you down because initially, for that few seconds, it will. But what it also does is evaporate that sweat off your skin faster, and so you pour out more water in an attempt to cool down because it's evaporating faster. So do yourself a favor. Understand that apparel is designed to improve your performance. Get the right weight material. Don't get the real heavyweight winter stuff. Get the thinner. And they do make performance apparel now that's long sleeve, but it's a material that's reflective of UV rays as well, and the blacks are not really the way to go. There are the whites.
Yeah. No, they have stuff called coal black.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
yeah.
brand name.
Yeah.
I thought you were referring to a color before, and I was going,
I wouldn't wear
thank you. So we need to look at that apparel as something that is helpful, and we need to pick the right apparel so that when we go out for the hotter than hell, zip the jersey up, take a full jersey and wear it and use it. Good apparel, good cycling shorts, yes, they are important because you don't want material that's going to bunch up and is going to chafe and cause problems. When we look at that bike then, the harmony between me and the bicycle, I want to make sure that that apparel excuse me, is not interfering with my functionality. If I go with shoes, they need to be shoes I'm comfortable with. If I want to go on one of those incremental systems, I can do that. If I'm already past that, get a pedal system that you're comfortable with. If the mechanism's always giving you fits and troubles, get a simpler one. There are some very sophisticated systems out on the market, and there's some very basic, moderate, entry-level stuff. Doesn't cost a lot of money, but you can wear it out and use it and abuse it, and it's not tricky or picky. There's other stuff that the tolerance levels on it are very finite, very lightweight, very high performance. Sometimes those are a lot harder to work with.